This is the breakfast vibe. This is Blue Radio, msikilizaji, na niko naye Diana Wamboi, niko naye Stephanie Maseki ambaye ni mental health advocate, ambaye yeye ni mwigizaji ama ni actress ambaye hivi majuzi pia ameweza kuteuliwa katika ile board ya KFCB, Kenya Film Classification Board, ambayo kwanza hongera kwake, inakuwa nzuri tena sana. Yani ni mwanadada ambaye akona titles ama dhifa kibao. Jamani, tuseme gani tuache gani?
Nianze na wapi nimalize na wapi?
Nice one, by the way.
Jamani.
Karibu Steph.
Asante.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you today.
Hey, good to see you too.
Looking great.
God, do I have a choice?
Hey. Ama ni umeanza tabia za civil servants.
What do they do?
Hata usinikumbushe dress code ya civil servants.
It has to change right now. Yes.
I'm having a very difficult time.
But congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward for new things in the board.
Yeah, in the film industry.
In the film industry.
Yes.
Tunatarajia mtaleta mambo mapya ambayo wasanii watafurahia.
Mambo yashaanza kuja because jana we posted the reduction of the sum of the film licenses.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yet to have that conversation with the filmmakers though.
Another day.
Yes.
So, karibu sana.
Thank you.
Today we're here on mental health, and you are a mental health advocate. You have initiatives I've seen you're running each and every Saturday, if I'm not wrong, ambayo itakuwa tunagusia pale. But for the first time listener who is listening to you, who is Stephanie Maseki?
Umesema Stephanie ana nini? Ana mambo mengi.
Sasa fupisha.
No, but today because I'm here for mental health.
Yes.
Stephanie Maseki is a mental health advocate.
Yeah.
And she does her advocacy through art. I sat down one day and I asked myself, Ajua, I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person.
All right.
So nilikaa siku moja nikajiuliza, kienda mbinguni Mungu akiniuliza nilifanyia nini kipaji changu? Nitasema nini? Nitasema nini? Unajua, like, did you use your talent to benefit other people? And so that was in 2017.
Okay.
And that is when the journey started. So I started doing monologues, but talking about mental health. Why mental health? Because I've done counseling. Okay. I'm actually currently pursuing my degree in psychology.
Beautiful.
But then I've had this passion. I'm a social worker by profession.
Wow.
Yes. So I work with the communities a lot. And I always work with very many young people.
Yeah.
And receiving phone calls every single day. Hey, Steph, hapa nifanyaje. So nikakaa nikajiuliza, these young people are going through a lot of things. And not just young people, but everyone.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think maybe we need to start talking about mental health. Okay. And remember that time in 2017, it was a hush.
Yeah. Yeah.
What waongeje your story?
It was a mama.
Exactly. So nikasema, maybe it is time that we bring this to the theaters.
Okay.
Because theaters are the places where everything gets exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A conversation starts from there.
A conversation starts from there.
Yeah.
And for me, I was not just doing monologues or plays. No. It was a play. We had a psychologist on board. After the play, we have to have a conversation.
Wow.
So I tackled I tackle matters that affect the society.
Yeah.
And then after that, we have that conversation. Why? Because you'd find kuna mtu atasema, by the way, that's my neighbor.
Jana tumekuwa tukiongea.
That's exactly what is going on in my community. Because they've seen it. So the conversation starts from there. Na kuna mtu atajiona, hataongea, but probably you never know. Out of the conversations that is going on in the theater, someone will get to have a solution to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think so far we've managed to do over 50 performances, including Kenya National Theatre.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how we started off doing theatre for advocacy.
Beautiful.
Mental health advocacy.
Okay.
Why? Because people do not want to talk about mental health. Na ili hali ni kitu ambacho kinawatatiza sana.
Okay.
Especially wanaume kama wewe.
All right. That's why we are here. So you've said people don't want to talk about mental health. But number one, do they even know they have mental health? How do you identify that now I have a mental issue, I have mental illness? How do I identify?
People don't know.
Okay.
Most of the people don't know. Napatanga mtu anasema and I'm talking generally.
Okay.
Someone starts saying niko na stress. People don't understand the difference between stress and depression.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
Stress is a normal, normal struggles of life that everyone goes through.
Okay.
Unajua, like maybe nikichelewa kukuja hapa niko stressed out like yo nini. Or nikichelewa na rent kidogo, I'm stressed out. Or as in there are those small things that happen every single day that you struggle with. Okay. But depression is the illness. It is the illness. It is that kind of illness that makes you feel like you're blunt, like you're blank, like you can't numb. Actually, it is numbness.
You're not moving.
You're not. Yani una feel mwili inasonga, nothing else moves. Ni kama akili yako iko stagnant. You know, and sometimes it presents itself in very many ways.
Okay.
There are times that, and especially I think the one thing I would really like us to talk about is the fact that the society doesn't realize when someone is depressed. Okay. And I think the society plays a major role in this person who is depressed than even the person themselves. Because the person might not be able to help themselves.
Okay.
But when you are seated there and you're seeing me struggle, you might be able to help me.
Okay.
Because there are times that you actually feel very tired.
Yeah.
Ukiwa umechoka nani anakusaidia? Si ni mwenzako? Exactly. So you'd find depression presents itself in very many ways, like extremely simple ways.
Okay.
But now that brings the question of how do I know that I'm not stressed, I'm depressed, or I'm not depressed, I'm just stressed?
Okay, so now stress is just the basic things of life. Like, just stressing out over a report that you've not finished, that you're supposed to deliver. The moment you finish that report, what happens?
You're relieved. Okay.
Una understand? The moment you pay that rent, inafanya nini?
Una relax.
But then with stress, you actually know how to tackle it.
Yeah.
And you can tackle it very fast. Only if you focus and you put your mind in it, or you have the resources to do that, and you can easily access the resources. Unaona? But depression is much more than that. It goes beyond who you are, what you think. It affects your body. And that is where you're told there is no physical health without mental health. Hakuna iwezekani. You cannot be physically healthy if you're not mentally healthy. That is impossible.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
100%. 100%. So, the basic ways depression presents itself. Very things that you've seen. Maybe for example naishi peke yako.
Naam.
Utapika na utakula. Utalala the entire day, the following day. Utaoga. Unajifungia. Utaki simu yako iko off. Uendi kazi. Una decide tu umejipatia off. Uliambia mtu you completely shut down.
At this point you don't care what happens.
You don't care. You don't care, by the way. You don't care whether you shower or you don't. As in kukula kwako si priority. Unaweza pata ama kukula unakula. You eat beyond. Yes.
Kilo 2 mtu mmoja.
You eat. Yani hakuna kitu kingine unataka kufanya. Mbona unamwangalia? Anakulanga sana.
Nyama kilo 2.
Ndio hao watu wawili midogo.
There's no proof.
But there is no proof.
No proof. Kati ya mimi na wewe nani anakula kilo 2?
Lakini uzuri amesema watu wa milimita. Surface area to volume ratio.
Yeah, so those kind of things. Let's go to kids. And I have a problem with Kenyans because they think simply because hao ndo watu wazima wao ndo wana stress.
Watoto wana stress.
Hawana stress.
Stress yao ni gani?
Stress yao.
Wamelipiwa fee, wanakula, wanapelekwa recreational weekend, wanapelekwa mama mangine ama World Waters.
Nyinyi mko hapo mna stress na homework zenye haziishi. Walimu, please hear that from me.
Kwani sisi hatukupata nini?
Hata kama tulipata, but you know what? Like you can imagine the last 2 years. It's been extremely stressful for kids. extremely, because they are going through, kuna hiyo that compressed curriculum,
yes,
which has not really favored the kids. And let me tell you, the last 2 years we've lost more kids than we've lost kids entirely in our lifetime. They've like died by suicide. And we are no longer saying committing suicide. Ndio maana utanisikia nikisema committing suicide. And please do not say it as long as I'm here.
Okay.
Why? Because we're still trying to decriminalize it. Because when what happened, guys, msijaribu kujitoa uhai. Kujitoa uhai na isipo work,
you have a case to answer.
You're going to jail. You'll be arraigned in court.
Yeah.
Because it is not acceptable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but then the question is, that's the argument. Who wants to die?
No one wants to
No one wants to die.
Yeah.
It's just someone who is struggling. They want to end it all. Yeah. So now let's go to the kids. Kids, mtoto atakwambia mam, leo sijisikii kwenda shule. Utaenda, nimelipa school fees, utaenda. Ndio sisi. We are the ones.
But there's something that's happened, is going through,
yes.
You don't want to understand.
Yes, like bullying. I noticed, I'm a Catholic. So right now, in the Catholic, tuko Lent. So one of the themes is mental health.
Wow.
Yes. So I've been talking to different people in church, of course, the different groups. And the one thing I noticed with the kids is bullying. Bullying iko. Mpaka nikauliza bado bullying inakuanga. Because for me, like my son, akitoka shule, that's the only thing I ask him consistently. Every time I ask him, unakuwa bullied? Mpaka juzi aliniuliza, mimi mtu mzima hivi sasa nakuwa bullied. I'm just asking. Yeah, because bullying can really like wreck a child. There's bullying. There's a teacher who is just on your kid's case. There's what? The kid doesn't perform. They feel like when they fail, they have failed.
Ni kunoma.
Me, I remember I went to a certain school last year, kabla wafanye class 8. And the boys were worried. They were like, sijui nikifail, itakuwaje. They're like, I can't go back home nikifail. And that is the reason kids are actually taking their lives.
Yeah.
Some of them, especially after results. And I'm like, kwani lazima wasome, wapate angalia watu wenye wamepata dio, wamepata nini, where are they in life? Like, life is not just about school. And I don't advocate for that kind of pressure for kids.
Wow.
Yeah. And life is not just about one failure. So what if you do not make it in primary school? You have an entire life ahead of you.
Absolutely.
And then there's another thing. Mtoto wako amekuja nyumbani, unampatia chakula, akona appetite kama ya mwenzetu hapa.
Hatujataja mtu jina.
Ni sawa tu. There's no problem.
There's no problem.
So I'll know where to find people.
So mtoto anakuanga na appetite and then suddenly anakuambia mama sijisikii kukula. You find your kid sleeps more than they should be sleeping. Yani unapata mtoto wako tu wako unkempt, not the kid that you used to know. And then you don't ask yourself questions. Mtoto anaendanga kucheza na wenzake, aendi anymore. Unambia, let me tell you another thing. Mtoto wako yucheza na jirani. Ama huwa anaenda kwa nyumba fulani ya jirani. And then suddenly amekwambia, sisikii kwenda. You don't even question. You don't question. Like there is a case I had on like 2 weeks ago where the kid said jirani yake huwa anamolest.
What?
A 16-year-old boy.
What?
Yes. And the boy is 11 years?
What?
Yes. And the parents don't know. And the kid has told the mother. But the mother nafikiri anaichukulia
lightly.
Yes. Na ni mvulana. Na huyo jirani pia ni mvulana. Yes. So when we are busy talking about LGBT, let's be very careful what you're talking about. Hizi vitu ziko hapa hivi kwa macho zetu, ziko hapa.
The neighborhood.
Neighborhood. Iko hapo. Yeah, so we have a lot of presentations and it is the simplest of things that present themselves as depression.
Okay.
Someone suddenly goes quiet, someone at workplace now. The employee is no longer interactive like they used to. When people are going for team building, they never go. They don't want to go anymore. performance yake inashuka. And my only problem with HR, mwasikia mmetaja HR and I'm talking to Blue Radio HR right now.
Mwambie asikie.
So the moment you find that your employee is no longer delivering and they used to be good employees, call them and find out what is going on.
What's the problem?
Because unajua siku hizi HR kazi ni kuhire and fire
quickly.
There are a lot of people in the market.
Ati kuna watu wengi sana wanataka hiyo kazi. Can you imagine? You know, instead of just finding out nini what's going on, maybe they're having marital problems at home, and the only place they find peace is at work. And at work they can't deliver. So why can't you make so why can't you make the workplace a better place for them so that they can settle? And that is why for me I always advocate in workplaces kukuwe na safe place where someone can just go and sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, inaweza, you know, marriages have a lot and relationships have a lot. So imagine mtu ametoka nyumbani huko kumekuwa na turmoil, alafu amefika job akulala the entire night,
alafu nampea pressure report within 30 minutes.
Within 30 minutes they will not deliver. They will not. Atapanda pale juu atajirusha.
That's it.
Explain to me why we have the topmost CEOs and managers and staff taking their own lives. They have it all. They have it all.
Yeah.
So it's not just about unemployment. No.
Yeah.
In fact, unemployment, I think it's just a small part of it.
Okay.
Because unemployment has always been there. Kind of.
Yeah.
But then why the rise in cases of depression at this particular moment? Well, the economic times have changed totally and completely.
Absolutely.
But there's a way that people used to go around it. You know, yeah. I feel like the society is no longer accommodating. Because, for example, Tony, if you are unemployed and I'm your neighbor, I mean, it doesn't hurt for me to check up on you every single day. Kujua unaendeleaje, najua huna kazi, shika hii shopping kidogo. Unajua ile tu
ujirani.
Ujirani uko wapi? Mimi huwa nasema kila siku kindness. Kindness goes a long way. And I tell you a story I keep on saying. There was this guy, there was a research that was going on, a psychologist. And there was a place like, for example, Nyali Bridge. And what happened in that place is that it used to be called a place for jumpers. Jumpers ni wale watu wanajirusha. Unapata watu wengi walikuwa wanaenda hapo wanajirusha, wanajitoa uhai.
Kabisa.
So now the psychologist body got together and they were like, what is going on? Why do people come here to jump? And kwani watu hawaoni? You know. So wakaamua kufanya research just to find out exactly why people do that. So kuna one particular, so a group was set out to go and do the research. So there was one particular old man who said, I want to find out who jumps and why they jump. So akakaa kwa hiyo bridge for a very long time waiting for someone
to jump.
No one came to jump.
Okay.
But there was this particular day alikuwa tu hanging around and then someone jumped. Somebody alipo jump, of course, huyo akakuja, si polisi wakakuja wakamtoa nini. So he wanted to find out about this guy.
Why did he jump?
So of course the police wakampatia details zake including mali anaishi and stuff like that.
The guy was alive?
No, he died.
Okay.
But the police wakampatia sasa report.
Follow up. Anatoka mali fulani, watu wake ni hao.
Exactly. Akachukua akapatiwa directions za nyumbani kwake nini, akaenda. Fika nyumbani kwake alikuwa anaishi peke yake. So you know how police do nini, wana search nyumba nini, that's exactly what he did. He just wanted to find out who mtu anaishi vipi, what he does nini. So alipoenda kwa bedroom, katika drawer yake kwa mirror, akapata there was a note. Ameandika akasema, today I'm going to jump, but if I find someone on the way who will just say hi, I will not jump. That was the reason why he jumped.
What?
Yes.
Someone just to talk to.
Yes.
Mambo.
Yes. Exactly. Someone just to say hi. Period. Nothing else. And that is why I always say kindness goes a long way. You don't know what your smile will do to that get man.
Beautiful.
Yes. Ndio maana huwa anasema kuna watu wana madharau, my friend. Especially if unajua uko na cheo kidogo. Kwanza hawa watu wakupanda cheo kidogo tu hivi. Life changes. Mbona unamwangalia Tony hivyo?
Mimi sijapanda cheo bwana.
Nilikwambia siku yako itafika ndio.
It's all right.
Sasa unapata you walk into your organization. You don't even say hi to the gate man. Umeingia kuna nyesha, umeingia tu na matope na kuna mtu ana clean. Okay, fine, ni kazi yake ndio. But
have some courtesy. Courtesy
doesn't hurt. Hey, pole nimepita. Pole na kanyagia.
Acha nitoe viatu.
Wacha nitoe viatu or something. That T-girl. Ni wangapi wanajua T-girl majina?
Hakuna.
Kuna. Huyo T-girl unajua amelalaje, ameamka aje, ama kuna mtoto wako hosi, ama kuna mtu amekufa jana? You don't know. They never talk. Wow. And we never talk to them.
Okay.
We never find out because we are in a different level with them.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the grave is the same. 6 feet
under. So we found out what is happening in the society. Iko lakini haioni. Hiki tu iko lakini haioni. Kwamba hiki tu ni mental problem ama ni depression. So how do we find a way out? How do we work this thing out to avoid all these issues of losing people?
I think first and foremost, the society needs to be made aware, enlightened,
Okay.
or educated on matters to do with mental health.
Okay.
You know, the same way we were worried that kids are having sex left, right, and center, and then we introduce sex education.
Yes.
Why don't we do the same? Mental health.
By the way.
Yes. Introduce that in schools and just have those conversations with kids. It becomes easier from an early age for kids to start opening up.
Yes.
Because I'll tell you something. Right now, the adults that are depressed were once kids who are dealing with mental health, mental illnesses or mental stuff ya tangu wakiwa wadogo.
Yes.
So you'd find right now they are bleeding, you know, because of childhood traumas.
Yes.
Yeah. So what if we start that process now to save this generation?
Yeah.
Because I think there's a generation here that we are just about to lose in everything.
Crazy.
Lazy, depressed, as in they are every oh my, immoral.
Yes.
There's a generation hapo.
It's going left. It's going left.
Sasa hizo zingine zote, me I'm not worried. Hapa kwa mental health.
Let's focus on that.
Let's focus. Tukifocus here, I think tutahack a lot of things. Okay. So I think first and foremost we need to enlighten the society about mental health. What is mental health? How do we attain mental health?
Okay.
Like I started by saying there is no physical health without mental health. Hakuna. You can't be physically well and you're not mentally well. It is impossible. Because your health always starts from you.
Okay.
Yeah. So the society needs to be made aware of what mental health is. The society needs to know, like you asked, like you said, how do we identify when someone is going through issues? And then again, also the society needs to understand how to deal with pressure.
Yeah.
And the society needs to stop having expectations that are unnecessary. Do not expect me to give birth. Is it a must? Is it a must? Ati nimeolewa mwaka wa kwanza, vipi bado nini? Kwani lazima? My husband and I decided we are not having kids. So it is none of your damn business.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think the society needs to stop this unexpectation.
Take the energy to a different, bring in the energy in a different way, because yes, they are concerned, but then the concern is not coming in the right way.
Ni udaku.
Because a lot of people are concerned out here, but not in the way we expect people to be concerned about your brother or your sister.
Exactly. I like that point. I'll tell you why. Because I might be struggling to have kids. Not necessarily because I don't know.
Yes.
I might actually be struggling. But the way you bring it out to me,
exactly.
Now that's a problem.
Yeah.
Afadhali tu nyamaze. Ama tu nasikia tu mnanisengenya huko. Kanisani sijui wapi. Steph, sijui tasa. Na pengine hata my husband is the one who azalishi. Sana most of the time saizi ni wanaume hawazalishi. But then we are busy, telling the woman always gets all the lashing.
Yeah.
So how we communicate certain things is very key, because mental health and everything to do with depression and stuff like that is extremely sensitive. kuna vitu tu uwezi sema.
Okay.
You can't just blat out like something like, for example, childbearing. You don't just start joking about things like those. You don't. If those people you care about them, they're your friends, Nini, call them and ask, hey, is there a problem? Ama you guys are just waiting. You know, like just talk to them in a manner not to embarrass them or feel them that they are inadequate. You know, so the society needs to be enlightened. That's why I'm talking about just purely enlightening. You know, expectations. The society has a lot of expectations. And I'm a big fan of men.
Okay.
Everyone is talking about women. Everyone is supporting women. I support men.
Okay.
1,000%.
All right.
Because I have a boy child, and this boy will one day grow to be a man.
Absolutely.
And I've seen men suffer.
They suffer in silence.
Yes, in ways you can never imagine. During COVID, we lost 7 men, and those are the men that ilikuwa kwa news. Na wenye hatujui.
Wengi.
They were battered by their wives or their partners. So, how many atujui wanapitia nini? Every single day. You know, they're not dead.
Yeah.
But they're going through a lot of stuff.
Maybe you're seated next to him hapo kwa ofisi.
Exactly. And you don't know. You know why? Because men are cultured to be in charge. And the African society has washed away a lot of, has brainwashed us in such a, not the society, but the things, then we've been washed away to think that a man cannot cry.
Yeah. Mwanaume ni kujikaza.
Mwanamume ni kujikaza. Imagine, like mama kwa hapo anaambia mtoto wake wa 3 year old, unalia nini? Wanaume waliangi. Ni mwanamume gani huyo amia?
Huyo ni mtoto.
You know, so from that early age, we actually teach our kids that wanaume waliangi. So unapata kila kitu anajikaza. Akitairiwa anajikaza.
Umekuwa mwanaume.
I love the African traditions, but the things that we really need to loosen out, because we are losing a lot of men. At work, they are supposed to be, you know, to be in charge, to deliver. Men are supposed to be providers. Of course, men are supposed to be providers, but we are putting too much pressure into this.
Yes.
Ndio maana unapata you find that mimi I just want a man who can provide. Akisisi wanawake. Mungu atusamehe. You know, so the man has to provide. The man has to do a lot, to be in charge of the household, to protect, to do all these things. But then are we also giving them the environment and the support to be able to actually do that without struggle?
Very minimal.
Extremely minimal. From the society, from their spouses, from their own kids.
Yes.
Unaona? Yeah, so I feel like that is why we are losing a lot of men to suicide.
Okay.
A lot of men to suicide. Because number one, men never talk.
Okay.
Aongeangi. What do men talk about? Usionge? Men wanaongea. Wanaongeanga nini wakienda kwa bar?
Football. Gari.
Magari.
Yeah, what else do you guys talk about? Women. You forget about yourself.
Exactly. Yes. So men, when they go to clubs, they don't talk about themselves. Absolutely. That is where they hide. They hide in politics, cars, football. Those 3, and work. Yeah. Those 4. They don't talk about anything else. It is very hard. Unapata jamaa ameenda out na maboys anambia, hey jamaa, I need to talk. I have an issue.
Kwangu ni kunoma.
Hakuna. Never. Unaweza pata mwanamume hana pesa ya chakula, lakini atanunuliwa pombe hapo, na hata ambiwe besti yake nipatie pesa yenyewe nanunulia pombe. Nikanunue mboga. Mwanamume the ego, pride in our consume, and that again is the number 1 killer for men.
Okay.
You know, so I feel the societal expectations, we need to stop expecting a lot from people. Sometimes, well, of course it's good to expect a lot, but do not put a lot of pressure on it. The same thing nimesema juu ya watoto. Let's not put too much pressure on kids. Wazazi, we are the cause of our kids' depression. We are too busy telling them you have to pass. We forget there is life. We forget that this kid needs to go out and interact with other kids. You know, so I feel like we have a lot of expectations, and I think the societal expectations is the number 1 thing that we really need to get rid of. Of course, let's expect, but let's not have unrealistic expectations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Tukimalizia kwanza tupe maoni yako kuhusiana na hili swala la DJ Brownski.
DJ. That was hard. I didn't even watch that video mpaka kaisha.
Okay.
It was hard because I do not want to be on anyone's side. But that marriage was in trouble. Number one. Number two, they were having a lot of problems, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they tried to solve the problems.
Okay.
And it also, inanipatia, just this point about people being in relationships that are not working for them. Why are you there? I'm not advocating for divorce. I'm not. I'm a big fan of marriage.
Okay.
And relationships. But if this marriage is giving you turmoils and not giving you peace, why are you there?
Okay.
Oh, there is this crap about, sorry for my language, about nakaa kwa sababu ya watoto. Watoto wana nini? Kwani you have their oxygen. They breathe themselves na mapafu yao na nini. They will still breathe even when you're not there. Because I always tell people, you're there busy saying, mimi nakaa hapa tukae tuvumiliane kwa sababu ya watoto. Forgetting hao watoto watafika miaka 18 alafu wataenda. Alafu watawacha hapo. Si watawacha hapo. And wewe umekaa hapo almost 20 years umevumilia kwa sababu ya watoto ambao after 20 years they leave. And then when they leave, now you start picking up from where you stopped.
You stopped.
And you are not picking up from where you stopped to mend the relationship. Now you start thinking, okay, now I think it is time for me to leave.
Or maybe you staying will also affect the kids. Because they're seeing everything.
Not maybe.
It is.
It will affect the kids.
Okay.
Because that's why kuna ile msemo inasema, what are you teaching your girls when you're there being battered? You as a mother being battered and you're okay, uko hapo umevumilia na ni mtoto wako anakuona kila siku kilia. What are you teaching your girl? That it is okay. It is the norm. Ukienda kwa marriage yako, uwezi toka kwa sababu unapigwa, utakaa hapo.
Okay.
Ndio maana unapata watu wengi zamani unapata ukirudi nyumbani from a broken marriage unaambiwa you have to go back to your husband. Urudi, sisi pia tulivumilia. Nyinyi si mimi, yeah. Ndio maana unaambiwa nini, you'd rather have her come back home from a broken marriage than come back home in a coffin.
Yeah.
There's no point. Unaona? Yeah, so we need to, I feel like and DJ Brown, this was not the first time the lady was like, najua. It was not the first or the second, or maybe even the third.
Yeah.
So ni kitu alikuwa amezoea. So sasa akaamua kumvideo. Alafu aone tu kutafanyika nini, because kuna kitu wewe inafanyika.
Lakini this time ikafanyika.
Ikafanyika. And for me it beats my logic, because I don't understand when alipoona wife wake ameanza kutoa mapofu, why he didn't take initiative. You understand? That's the question. Like, ama uliona kitu yenye amekoroga, it's not real. I think this joke went too far. Unaona, or either that, or maybe he just wanted the wife dead and yondoke tu, manake amekuwa too much. But then why would you do that on social media? Unaona, or 3, he's mentally disturbed extremely. And number 4, why is he still free? I'm sorry, I've been asking myself that. Why is he still free? Because for me, he actually watched someone die. Ni kama watu wa mob justice. Those people are never let free. So why is he free? I want to know, is he free? I've not followed up that story. I don't want to. But I'm like, is he free? Why is he still free? Okay, because if he's free, or if he's not free, or whatever it is, but then we need to confirm beyond any reasonable doubt that he's mentally stable. And if he's not mentally stable, can he find him help?
Right.
Yeah, so we can't blame anybody. The problem here is remember tumeongea juu ya watoto. The kids are going to suffer.
Yes.
These kids are going to suffer. And I will tell parents time without number, we need to be very careful.
Okay.
The environment into which we bring our kids. It is totally unfair. When mpaka juzi I was asking, we were just having a kikao, and I was asking my friends, lazima mzae? If you know you're not stable and you're going to bring up kids and just let them suffer, is it a must? No, it is not. So this DJ Brown story, it is more than we're just seeing. you know, and a lot needs to be done in our societies, because if someone can actually like ana videotape someone who is dying,
yeah.
what has the society come to?
Yeah.
Social media is something else, you know, because right now I'm a trend like no one's business.
Yeah.
And I hope people are not going to forget this. And by people, I mean people should learn from this.
Okay.
You know, yeah. So we have a lot to learn. The society, again, it just goes back there.
Okay.
Because looking at everything that went on social media, what does that even tell you? I read the comments and I was like, I saw people laugh. And I was so disgusted. I was like, my goodness, do people really understand what is going on? And it was really sad for me, because what wanna check out any jokes. But remember, there are kids who've lost a mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a father who's lost. Umesikia kama babake vile aliongea. Babake alisema nimepoteza mtoto. Mimi sikujua mtoto wangu ako na shida kwa ndoa. Kwa sababu pia huwa ni ngumu sisi kama watoto kwenda kuongea na wazazi wetu kama ndoa zetu ziko na shida or relationship. I'm going through this. We don't provide for them the environment.
Yes.
I feel like the society needs to provide an environment for anybody going through mental illnesses.
Wow.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Itana. What does Itana do?
First and foremost, Itana ni lile neno tu la Kiswahili
Itana.
Call out. Itana is a mental health organization based here in Mombasa, basically dealing with mental health.
Okay.
So what we do is we talk about mental health in using art, using film.
Yeah.
Using yoga. Every single Saturday we have yoga sessions. And this is not traditional yoga. Yoga is very intense.
Okay.
But this particular one is, we have a combination of Zumba, yoga, aerobics, and then we do meditation, and then we have a conversation. So every single Saturday we have a conversation. Like this Saturday, it's free.
Okay.
And it's a Easter weekend. And so it's an Easter edition.
Okay.
And basically we're asking each other, what is faith?
Okay.
Why we are doing that is because there are people who don't even believe in God. But then what do they believe in?
Okay.
Why did you stop going to church, for example? People stopped going to church.
Yeah.
But guess what? People did not stop believing in God.
Yeah.
They just stopped
Left
believing. Church. Yes, they left church.
Not God.
And so I always ask my priest friends, jamaa, mbona watu wakuje kanisani? Msianze kuambia tukujeni kanisani. Please clean your house and then tell us to come.
Okay.
People have stopped believing in those holy places.
Waifanyia wapi nije Jumamosi?
Huwa tuko pale Little Theatre Club every single Saturday.
Time?
9 to 11.
9 to 11.
9 to 11.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Form ndio hiyo.
Form ndio hiyo. Mmevaa kwa free just to come and let out your demons. You know, the demons need to let go. Yeah, you come and let out your stress, then you come dance, you know, mingle with people. It's a safe space.
Okay.
Itana, basically what we have done is to create safe spaces for people to have conversations. And that is why umeona nimeshinda nikisema we need to let people talk, let people be heard. Let's see other people. So when you come there, you come just to mingle and talk and just hear other people who are going through shit.
Beautiful. It's okay.
Stuff.
It's all right. Asante sana Stephanie. Thank you so much for your time. Tumeingia awamu ya 3 na dakika 7 tayari. Jaka 8 juu kwa juu. But it was a beautiful conversation, worth it. That it never stops every day. It's a conversation that continues every day. Thank you so much. Looking forward the same conversation utai add up kwa KFCB.
Yes.
Isonge ikienda.
Definitely.
Sindio?
Definitely.
Asante sana. Have a lovely day. Ukiwa ofisini Nairobi tafadhali. Fikisha salamu.
Mimi sina ofisi. Sina ofisi. Mimi ninafanyia kazi serikali. We are left, right, center, everywhere.
Bora tu namba usibadilishe.
Sibadilishe.
Thank you so much. That is Stephanie Maseki, mental health advocate.